Okay, so if I were to ask you to picture an angel right now, what's the first image that comes into your head?
Well, for most of us, it's going to be something soft.
Yeah, exactly. Something wrapped in soft lighting, maybe a gentle, feminine figure with these huge, perfect white wings from a Christmas card.
It's an image of comfort, of protection.
But it's an image that is, well, almost totally wrong when you look at the original sources.
Oh, completely. If you met an angel from, say, the book of Ezekiel,
Mhm.
your first response would not be comfort. It would be
Yeah.
just pure existential terror.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about beings of fire and lightning with 4 faces covered in eyes.
And that's exactly why in almost every single encounter in the Bible, the first thing they have to say is, fear not.
They have to lead with that because the fear is overwhelming.
So let's get into that. That's our mission for this deep dive, to explore the real nature of these beings. We'll look at the theology, why they look so terrifying, but also why they sometimes look completely normal.
And then we'll pivot to the Celtic tradition, which has this incredibly intimate, almost earthy relationship with angel.
Where they're physically woven into the landscape of places like Scotland and Ireland.
But we have to start with the most fundamental counterintuitive fact.
Mm-hmm.
In mainstream Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, angels are. They're purely spiritual beings.
Meaning?
They're immaterial.
Eh.
They don't have bodies, they don't have biology, and they certainly don't have biological sex. They are entirely other.
Okay, that right there raises a huge paradox. Because if they're sexless, if their essence is neuter, why are they always he?
Right.
We only hear about Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, all masculine names, always referred to with masculine pronouns. Why?
Well, their core nature is absolutely genderless. The New Testament is very clear on this. Jesus says that in the resurrection, humans will be like the angels in heaven.
Who don't marry or get given in marriage.
Exactly. No earthly gender, no reproduction. Their spirit, their energy.
So if that's the clear theological answer, why the language? What forces them into this masculine box?
It's really a combination of 2 things, language and function.
Okay.
First, just the simple linguistics of it. In ancient Hebrew, in Greek, in Arabic, there wasn't really a good gender-neutral pronoun for a powerful, active being. The masculine was just the grammatical default.
A linguistic shortcut.
It was. But that's not the whole story. You're right. The second part is their function, their role.
So it's what they do.
It's what they do. The word angelos just means messenger. They are delivering life-altering commands. They act as God's warriors, protectors.
And in those ancient cultures, those were all roles associated with male authority.
Precisely. To be taken seriously, to have that immediate gravitas in a crisis, they appeared with the authority of a powerful male figure. It's a projection of human social structures onto a divine being.
And you can even see the texts trying to correct misconceptions about this.
You can. The Quran, for example, goes out of its way to reject the pre-Islamic idea that angels were the daughters of God. It reinforces that they are beyond our ideas of gender.
Okay, so we've established they are spiritual beings who just appear male for authority. Let's talk about what happens when they actually appear, the visual side.
Yes, the 2 modes of appearance. And we have to start with the one that demands that fear not instruction, the glory form.
This is the full, unfiltered version.
It is designed to completely overwhelm a human being. It's not about malice. It's just raw divine power. They're described as elemental forces.
Like lightning.
In Matthew, an angel's appearance was like lightning, and his clothes were white as snow. I mean, just imagine a lightning bolt standing still in front of you.
And the scale is all wrong, too. It's not human-sized.
No, it's architectural. When they built Solomon's temple, the cherubim statues inside were 15 feet tall with a 15-foot wingspan. Angels were imagined as literal giants.
But it's the high-ranking angels, the seraphim and cherubim, where things get, well, truly strange.
This is where we leave anything recognizably human far behind.
So what did the seraphim look like?
Isaiah describes them. They have 6 wings, but only 2 are for flying. 2 wings cover their faces, and 2 cover their feet.
Why cover their faces?
Out of reverence. Even they can't look directly at the full glory of God. Their very form is an act of worship.
And then you have the cherubim, which are just a sensory overload.
They really are. As described by Ezekiel, they are a terrifying mix of all creation. They have 4 faces.
A man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle.
It's a statement about totality. The intelligence of humanity, the wildness of the lion, the strength of the ox, the perspective of the eagle, all in one being.
And they're covered in eyes.
Yes. That detail is key. It signifies total awareness, omniscience, To be in the presence of something covered in eyes is to know that nothing is hidden from it. It's terrifying.
And for the ultimate example of just sheer scale.
You have to go to the book of Revelation. An angel so vast he stands with one foot on the sea and the other foot on the land.
He's not just a person. He's a piece of the cosmos made visible. But this creates a tension. If you need a lightning monster for big announcements, why is there an equally important, completely opposite mode of appearance? The idea of entertaining angels unawares.
This is the crucial other side of the coin. It shifts the entire test from being about withstanding terror to being about revealing character.
And the source for this is in Hebrews.
Hebrews 13.2. It encourages hospitality to strangers because some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it.
So this is the unaware form, where the angel just looks totally normal.
Completely. A tired traveler, dusty feet, someone who needs a meal and a place to rest. Think of Abraham in Genesis.
Right, 3 men just walk up to his tent.
And he doesn't fall on his face in fear. He offers them water, shade, food, the best of his hospitality. He just thinks they're respected travelers.
And it's only later he realizes they're divine messengers.
Same thing with Lot and Sodom. He sees 2 strangers and pulls them into his house to protect them from the mob. He has no idea he's sheltering the very being sent to save him.
So what's the purpose of that? Why hide the glory?
2 reasons. One is practical. You can't have a normal conversation with someone who is paralyzed with fear.
Sure.
But the more profound reason is moral. It's a test of the heart. If a being of light showed up, everyone would be kind out of fear. But if a tired, poor stranger shows up,
It reveals who you really are. Do you practice kindness just for its own sake?
precisely, it suggests that the spiritual world values what is done for the least visible among us.
That idea of the spiritual world being hidden right here in plain sight is the perfect bridge to the Celtic tradition.
It is, because for the Celts, the world wasn't just occasionally thin, it was constantly porous.
So angels aren't distant cosmic beings anymore.
They become constant companions, they're localized, they guard a specific hill or a well, they're part of the community.
And the best example has to be St. Patrick. His guardian angel Victor wasn't a one-time thing.
It was a lifelong partnership, a mentorship. Victor's voice guided Patrick's escape from slavery. Victor appeared in a vision telling him to return to Ireland.
And the legend says he met with him how often?
Every Thursday. For decades. For counsel and guidance.
A weekly angelic appointment. That's incredible.
This localization also happens with places like the island of Iona with St. Columba.
Tell us about that.
There is a specific spot on Iona called the Hill of the Angels. A monk there saw a brilliant white assembly of angels coming down to speak with Columba.
And they were there when he died, too.
Yes. The monk said that at the moment of his death, Columba smiled because he saw the angels waiting to carry his soul.
Wow. And there's an even more imaginative story from St. Brendan's voyage.
Oh, this is pure Celtic wonder. Brendan finds an island filled with beautiful white birds, and they're all singing monastic hymns.
They're singing the divine office.
And when he asks them who they are, they explain they were angels who stayed neutral during the war in heaven,
So they weren't evil enough for hell?
but not pure enough for heaven. So God let them live out their existence as a choir of birds on this island, endlessly praising him. It's beautiful.
It really is. Okay, let's talk about the big one, Michael. How is he reimagined as the guardian of these thin places?
Michael becomes the prince of the high places. The most dangerous, remote, spectacular spots are dedicated to him. The ultimate example is Skellig Michael.
That jagged rock just shooting 700 feet out of the Atlantic.
It's an impossible place.
Yeah.
And the monks dedicated it to him as a physical sentinel, guarding the edge of the Christian world from chaos.
And this dedication to Michael is so strong, it actually creates a geographic feature on the map, right? The Sword of Michael.
It's a fascinating piece of folklore. It's a straight line, a ley line, of sacred sites dedicated to Michael that stretches from Skellig Michael across Europe all the way to Mount Carmel in Israel.
Wow.
It's like the Archangel's protective path is literally carved into the earth.
Hmm.
And you see it again in England with St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall.
Where fishermen saw a vision of him.
A massive vision of him standing on the rocks, which marked the start of another ley line running right through Glastonbury Tor. The angel is part of the architecture of the land.
But it's not all about warrior angels. The Celts also brought them into the most intimate human acts, like with St. Bridget.
The angelic midwife.
Yeah.
I mean, this story is one of the most imaginative in the whole tradition.
It transcends time itself.
It does. The legend says angels literally carried Bridget from 5th century Ireland across the sea and back through time to 1st century Bethlehem.
To do what?
to act as the midwife for the baby Jesus. The Muyam Kriost, the foster mother of Christ, she was present at the birth.
And there's that incredible detail about how she helped the Holy Family escape.
The crown of candles. To distract Herod's soldiers, she put a crown of lit candles on her head and just started dancing.
Like a radiant spiritual being.
And the soldiers were so mesmerized by this strange, glowing woman, they didn't even notice Mary, Joseph, and the child slipping away. It's a perfect blend of divine spectacle and a small human act of protection.
We can actually see this blend of massive strength and gentle intent in the art of the Celtic Revival.
We can perfectly. You have to look at the 1913 painting Saint Bride by John Duncan.
And what's he doing there?
He's rejecting the soft angels of his time. He paints two huge, masculine, powerful angels. They look like they could be from Scripture.
But they're doing something very gentle.
They're carrying the sleeping St. Bridget across the dark sea. It's raw, otherworldly power used for the most tender, protective purpose.
And he even weaves the story into their clothes.
Yes, if you look closely, their robes are decorated with little scenes from the life of Jesus, like the Nativity. It's as if the spiritual world literally wears the memory of the physical world.
For anyone listening who's in Edinburgh, you can actually see this folklore built right into the city.
You can do a whole angel tour. You can start at Ramsay Garden, near the castle where Duncan lived.
Right.
Then go to his bronze fountain, the Witch's Well.
But the best one has to be in St. Giles Cathedral.
In the Thistle Chapel, yes. You have to look up.
And what do you see?
You see angels playing the bagpipes.
Of course you do.
I mean, it's the ultimate confirmation. These angels are not distant. They are Scottish. They are part of the culture.
And for the grand finale of that tour.
You have to go to the Mansfield Triquare Center, the Sistine Chapel of Edinburgh.
Because it's just covered in murals.
Floor to ceiling.
Okay.
Painted by Phoebe Anna Triquare. It's designed to make you feel completely immersed in a world where that line between the spiritual and the physical has just dissolved.
So we've gone from these sexless, terrifying warrior spirits of Scripture to the intimate, mountain-guarding friends of the Celts, and finally into art and architecture.
And through it all, that one message survives. Fear not. Whether they show up as a lightning monster or a tired traveler, their presence means the same thing.
What's that?
That the spiritual world is constantly intersecting with ours. That the world is thin, and the real test is whether we see the divine potential in the most ordinary things.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to take away. Think about the angelic scribe. Saint Bridget was said to have an angel who would dictate the designs for her gospel book. The idea was that the incredible complexity of Celtic knotwork was literally the work of angels. So if divine inspiration can come through in something so physical and intricate, what other things do you see every day? What works of design or architecture, or even just an unexpected moment of beauty, might have a hidden spiritual collaborator you haven't noticed yet?
Next time you're struck by a perfect design, or maybe just a moment of profound, quiet kindness, consider what unseen influence might have been at work, bringing a little bit of divine order into the ordinary chaos of your day.